This is a rather unique recurrent inflation question. So the starting point is quite typical. We've got A and B, and then to get the next term, you add the two together. This is how you construct a Fibonacci sequence when you start with 1 and 1. You get 2 and then 3 and then 5, etc. But in our case, it's A, B, A plus B, and A plus 2, 2B, and so on. But we're given some extra information. We're told that A and B are positive integers and that their highest common factor is 7. We're asked which of the following statements must be true. Now, is the 2023 term a multiple of 7? A and B must themselves both be multiples of 7. And so if you add them together and then just keep adding on multiples of 7, you're always going to get a multiple of 7. This is definitely going to be true. We can show it algebraically, or at least get motivation for it. So I could say that little a is actually 7 times capital A, and little b is 7 times capital B. Just got to note that the highest common factor of A and B must equal 1, because otherwise the highest common factor of little a and little b would be more than 7. It's got to guarantee that, so make sure you don't forget that. But now if I write down my sequence in terms of capital A and capital B, I'm going to get 7A and 7B. That's my U1, U2. And then it's going to be 7A plus 7B, or just 7A plus B. That's U3. Then 7A plus 2B, that's U4. And finally, U5, we'll just make a bit of space. So I'm going to add those two together to give me 7, 2A plus 3B. Okay, so I'm now looking into, right, if U1 is not a factor of U2, then U1 is not a factor of UN for any n greater than 1. Now, to prove this is true seems to be quite tricky, really, for any UN. So why don't we see if we can get UN being a factor, sorry, U1 being a factor of UN for some n. Let's just come up with something. Now we've just got to make sure that U1 is not a factor of U2. So why don't I make this one 14? I'll make it bigger, 14 and 7. That guarantees it. Then I would get 21, 28, and I'm already there. See, U4 is a factor of U1 for this example, which means this statement too is not necessarily true. We're there. Okay, that leaves us with, I think, the trickiest one. We have to investigate whether the highest common factor of U1 and U5 is 7. So here is U1, sorry, U5, and here is U1. Now I can see that they have a common factor of 7, but I want to see if their highest common factor is 7. Now, if I carried on my original example, that seems quite a natural thing to do. I've got 49 and 14. Actually, in this case, the highest common factor is 7, but that doesn't mean it always is going to be. So what I can do is take that U5, let's do that, 7 times 2A plus 3B, and divide by U1, and, which is 7A. And we want to see if there's any way we can get a whole number out of this. We can see that, or like we can cancel anything out. Okay, we can see this common factor of 7. And then if I divide through by A, I'm going to get 2 plus 3B over A. Wait, so if I could get A to divide into 3B, then I would get a whole number here, and that would mean that U5 would be divisible by U1, and I'd get like another factor other than just 7. So what I could maybe do is set, oh, sorry, I don't even need A to go into B, I just need A to go into 3. So why don't I start off with 21 and then 7? Because that would mean over here I would get 2 plus 21 over 21. I'm going to get 3. I'm going to be left with 3 after I've divided through. So I can see it goes into it, and it's not just the 7. It must actually go into it. If I've set this A here is actually 3, then I think it's going to go into it. It's going to have a highest common factor of 21. But let's just check. So 21, 7, 28, 35, and then we get 63. So yeah, when I do the calculation, I get 63 over 21, which gives me 3. A little bit like I was doing algebraically. I'm not sure I explained that as well as I could have, but in any case, I found a counterexample. U1 in this case divides into U5. The highest common factor of them is therefore going to be 21, the value of U1 itself. So this is not necessarily true. So therefore, it's only one that is definitely true, and our answer is going to be B.